some of y'all gonna get mad about this. But after the Inazuma storyline, Mihoyo still loves to drag Kazuha into everything they can. And all I have to say to that is, please give other people a chance, Mihoyo. We don't need to hear more about Kazuha being sad. Are you kidding me? That entire Kazuha Chapter 2 quest about the sword. That was so boring, and the sword is not useful. If you have found a use for that sword, let me know down in the comments, because maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I missed the point. But I know I was bored, and I'm not sure how that can be fixed. Like, don't get me wrong, even at C0, he is a useful unit. But if I have to see him one more time in the story, I just don't think I'll play the quest. But on the other hand, Ms. Ayaka, the five-head herself, though I don't know why you're always coming for her bangs. I think she's cute as a button. I think her gameplay is really fun. I love her alternate outfit where she looks like a cute cottage girl. She's running through the countryside. She is so cute. She danced for you in wet socks. She gave you her hairpin. She is the true best girl in Genshin. Now you are more than welcome to disagree, but when I imagine my traveler settling down, it's to go be with her in her beautiful, gorgeous house with all her many people in her rock garden and her funny brother. Like, that's what I imagine for my traveler's future. And you know what? She is wife material. And that's all I'll say about that. So, Yoimiya, I think, has one of the best designs in the entire game. She has a fun, childlike wonder about her that I'm so happy she's never left behind. That being said, I think her gameplay for being a bow user is very fun. Her elemental skill is super useful and really great at pairing with other characters for elemental reactions. On the other side, her ultimate ability does not make sense. She's supposed to be a main DPS, right? Her ultimate ability makes her feel like she's supposed to be support. And maybe that changes with constellations. From what I remember reading, it doesn't. But can we take a moment to appreciate her hair? In the back, while she's running, looks like a flapping butterfly. I cannot with her. It's so cute. And I will leave you with this tidbit. When I invited her into my teapot, I said, okay, how do you like it? And she said, I'm gonna be honest, I thought you were crazy, but I was gonna pretend to jump into this teapot just to make you happy. I'm so happy that you're not crazy. Oh. If I could put Seiyu on a different tier, I don't like her. I don't like it when she shows up in the story. I don't like her gameplay. I don't understand her kit. I think she's boring, and I really don't like her. Raiden Shogun. She's such a cool character. And I'm so sorry this spoils the story for you. But the simple fact that she fought herself in like a separate dimension to protect all of Inazuma, all of Teyvat, like that is a real one right there. So on the other side, her story is kind of confusing. And I wished Mihoyo really streamlined that to make it a bit more enjoyable. On the other side, she pulls a sword out of her boobs, and that's pretty cool. She's not a perfect C0 character. I think she makes a really good support at C0, warp sword and like being super cool and super flashy. Like, you want to use her as a main DPS, and that's not like really feasible without constellations. Kujosara, one of the biggest disappointments of my Genshin career. When I saw her design, her shoes alone, so cool. That fact that she's like a Tengu, so cool. In practice, she has to feel the worst while playing, and they keep trying to fix her elemental skill, and I'm sorry, it hasn't worked. And the fact that she was built only to support one character, and she doesn't even do that well. No. Kujosara deserved better. Okay, I feel like I need to explain this. Maybe I don't. Maybe, like, I have a few Kokumi stands out there. When I first saw her, I was in awe. This girl looked like a whole Sailor Scout. Like, she looked like Sailor Moon coming down in like a watery, beautiful, like, she made an entrance. She looked like a queen, a fairy princess, a mermaid. And now with the Fontaine update, she can finally be fish. She can finally be her true self. And then I found out about her kit, and I was like, so no crit. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? I gotta say, I was really disappointed. And I actually didn't get her the very first time she came out. As I got to know her and used her in like mystery dungeons, I realized I really wanted her. And then I finally got her, and I love her. Like, I do, I love her. I think she's the best healer in the game. She can tank it. She's fun to use for a catalyst user. Her second passive is kind of useless now that we have our lovely Hydro Archon Furina. Like, cool, you can walk on water during your ult, but like, Freminet can kind of do it all the time. But that's besides the point. I think she's wonderful, and I hope you don't listen to other people talk bad about her like I did when she first came out, and I hope you decide for yourself whether or not you like her. Also, I love the fact that she's such a sweet-faced girl, yet she loves the art of war. Like, every time she opens her mouth about battle strategies, I'm like, girl, go back to Claire's. Like, stop. Just like, stop, you know. But she likes what she likes, and I'll give her that. She's good at her job. So, good job, Kokumi. I don't have to explain this. Oh, Doma. I was so excited for Doma. I grinded all of his materials on that one creepy ghost island. I couldn't even get him on his first go around, even though I tried, because he was on a child banner. And I didn't need more child. Like, I didn't. But I wanted this man so bad that when I finally got him, I had everything prepared. I had artifacts, I had weapon, I had all of his level up materials, I had everything. I was ready. And then I got to use him. And oh boy, when I say his kit was a disappointment, that's an understatement. It is atrocious. Long cooldowns, his shields barely last, and like, the fire application, non-existent. And you can't tell me otherwise. I love him in the story. I appreciate the fact that he is a monstatter who made the best out of a terrible situation. He is nice to everyone. He puts up with Ayato And like, no one should have to put up with Ayato. That man is sadistic. But like, he does it with a smile on his face. And he knits sweaters for homeless dogs. Like, this man should be elected for sainthood. Sainthood, like, I kid you not. But I will always remember being so disappointed by him. And I just sit at this build-a-toma in my long list of characters going, where did we go wrong? Itto. If we just like cut out the part where his shoulders do not make sense with his body, because that's a travesty. This man, he might be a little slow. He might be a little smelly, but he's such a good time. Like, he's a nice boy, and the fact that he takes every contest seriously, we all know he's not gonna win. But when a literal child challenges him to a duel, he takes it seriously. And you know what? I admire that about him. I love it when he shows up in the story. I like how he is part of a gang, but it's not a bad gang. Like, they're good people, even though they're kind of hooligans. They gave us the drumming event. They gave us the beetle fighting event. And when you ask me who I'd like to put on my team for Abyss runs, 9 times out of 10, Itto's gonna be on that list. Granted, I have a few C's of him, so I know I'm privileged when I say he puts up big numbers. I also think he's so fun to play as. And he just brings a hype to the field. And he throws a cow. Like, what's not to like? Gorou. Gorou can get it. I get that he's like just a geo damage boost, and I'm okay with that. The fact that he not only makes Geo do more damage, but he also heals. So, you know what? That already puts him kind of like on the same status as our sweet boy right here. I think what's missing about Gorou, I just remembered, he's deadly afraid of Yae Miko, and those interactions are priceless. I think what's missing from Gorou is he doesn't have any of the sass. I think he's missing a little bit of sass to make him more interesting. Though I will say, him writing as Miss Hina for the Inazuma help column in the newspaper is very precious. And the fact that Itto, this lovely man right here, is always writing to Miss Hina asking for advice is so cute. I just need him to clap back, you know? If Yae Miko scares you, like, let her know she scares you. That's all I'm asking for. Just a little bit of spine, buddy. And you would be in Yas Queen. Effortless. Shana. She's definitely a bougie support character. And the fact that she's like an actual support character, I don't really think you can use her as a main DPS. Tell me I'm wrong. I would love to hear it. But like, the fit, immaculate. Backstory, heart-wrenchingly good. The fact that she's basically a superhero. She defeated a god when we, the traveler, the hero, got knocked unconscious. And she's funny. And she's Jongyun's aunt. That's pretty great too. And she has, I think, one of the prettiest pairs of eyes in the entire game. This tiny little picture doesn't do it justice. But she has rainbow-colored eyes. Flawless. Hear me out, Yunjin stands, hear me out. I love her design. I think they did her so dirty when it came to like her character demo. I'm not sure if you guys got a chance to play it, but she sings the most glorious of songs. It was such a moving scene. The singer who sang it, did such a lovely job. And yet they took the worst soundbite from that entire song and threw it at the end of her character demo and kind of made people laugh at her, which was like super upsetting in the context of the whole thing. And not just that, but she's another Perry character. Like, what are you supposed to do? Like, sit there and watch an LA girl stumble around waiting for it to hit you? That's not how the game works. And so I'm so sorry, Yunjin. You deserve better. I love Yae Miko. I do. She is sassy. She is spicy. She has many jobs and many masks. I think her signature weapon is glorious. It is so pretty. The way she attacks with a wand. Oh, upgraded turrets. Like, this was young me turret with Oz, and now I have 3 Oz's with Yae Miko. Great electricity application. I understand some people don't like it. They think the targeting is bad. They think she's bad. I have never had an issue with her. In fact, I didn't even realize she had a targeting issue until they announced that they fixed it. So, I think she's great. I think she's funny. I think she deserves more time in the story. And I appreciate a girl who has multiple careers and does it so flawlessly. Ayato, another Kamisato, up here in the Yes Queen tier. When this man took one look at the villain in his character quest and said, "Do you know what we do with noisy birds?" And the guy said, "Oh, you silence them. Oh, you let them go free. Oh, like, you get rid of them." Ayato really looked at this man and said, "No, we cut out their tongue." I mean, I was certainly taken aback. I was like, the audacity of this man. The way he treats Toma. And for fun, makes him eat gross dishes that he himself cooks up for his amusement. It's disgusting. Like, he's a gross man. But it's so funny. And when I tell you the first time I heard his line for when you're opening up a treasure chest, he makes me feel so insignificant. Yet, I'm like, yes, sir, get on with your bad self. I love Ayato, and I think he has such a wonderful ultimate ability too. Like, not only does he hit hard, his elemental skill is fantastic. It's fun to look at, but his ultimate ability, that giant, like, water halo, is super useful too. Oh. Yelan is too good for this world. This girl is too good for Genshin Impact. She's too good for me. She's too good for you. She's too good for everyone. She is intimidating. She is smart. She is beautiful. Her elemental skill, superb. And the usefulness of it outside of combat. Oh my goodness. Her ultimate ability, visually stunning and super useful. She is the definition of the perfect C0 character. Like, you should hold up every 5-star to Miss Yelan. Okay. Cookie Shinobu. When she first came out, I'm gonna be honest, I hated her. I hated her look. I didn't understand her kit. I was like, who asked for this? Did you ask for this? I didn't ask for this. But when Dendro came out, she made sense. Oh, lordy, did she make sense. And for the longest time, I had her at C0. translations of that character. So when she finally came out on a Nahida rerun, I put my full heart and my full wallet into trying to get her at C4. Also at the time, I didn't have the beautiful Miss Leila either. So I was like, yeah, so I'll hopefully get like a C4 Cookie Shinobu and like maybe 1 or 2 Leilas. I ended up getting like a C8 Leila. And like, I'm a little embarrassed to say how many C's of Nahida I got. But let's just say, I ended up with only a C2 Cookie Shinobu for my troubles. And to this day, I still only have a C2 Cookie Shinobu. I love her though. Don't come for me, but whereas Haishobin in the story, the One Punch Man like gimmick was cute for all of a second, and I will admit, he walked so Wriothesley could run, and I will appreciate him for that, like 100%. I just don't think he's very good or very interesting. Tignari. When he first came out, I loved him. I loved his little ears. I loved his silly design. Like his design was neither here nor there. There was no cohesion, but I loved it anyway. He was like the first like big dendro character. It was so fun. I didn't know characters could level up by like regular XP, like out in the open world, until him, because I used him so much that he like leveled up, and I was so confused. But with the issue with his voice actor and the new voice actor, like he lost all of his personality, he lost all of his street cred for me, and I wish that weren't the case. Like I wish I still really enjoyed him, because like if you would have asked me a few months ago, I probably would have put him like in this tier or this tier, because I truly enjoyed him that much. I thought he had such a fun, interesting kid. But he's lost all of his spark. The new voice actor is just so boring, and I wish it wasn't so. Kaveh. I don't like her kid. I'm gonna start by saying that. But her in the story, or in the manga, I feel for Kaveh. I'm so sorry about her sickness. Hopefully this isn't a spoiler, but it's been out for a while. But she had this terrible sickness, and she, based off of what she went through with the Fatui, along with her sickness, she had issues with people even physically like touching her, like a hand on the shoulder, a handshake. She was weak all the time. She was so sick, and yet she still was so nice, and she gave it her all, and that's something that's so powerful for such a small girl. And the fact that she didn't let any of that hold her back. She was nice to us, the traveler. She nursed us back to health when we got sick when we first went to Sumeru. And I will always remember that sweet R&R quest where this guy and his son found this little note. They kept finding notes in this little tree where they were camping, and they thought the R&R were leaving notes there to like speak to them. It turns out it was just Kaveh practicing her handwriting, and she was so embarrassed. She's like, I just want to be able to write letters to my friends in Mondstadt and tell them that I'm doing well. And I still think about that, and I think it's so sweet. Like, I kid you not, I'm kind of tearing up about that. Oh my goodness, she is too precious for this world. I shouldn't need to explain that about Dory. When I was trying to get a C4 Cookie Shinobu, I also ended up getting a C6 Tori, and you know what? I'm mad every time that I wished on that banner and it was a Tori and not a Cookie Shinobu, so I think that's the perfect tier for her. Man, I can't hate on a little Yu-Gi-Oh nerd, can I? Like, this man really watched Yu-Gi-Oh and made it his whole personality. Sino's kit is like, it's not that good. It's like an upgraded Razor kit, and you can fight me about that, but seeing as I have both of them and have used both of them, I think I'm allowed to like make a few comparisons. I love his dad jokes. His dad jokes are top tier. I like how he really did everything he could to win a limited edition trading card in a competition he didn't even really want to take part in. And I admire that. A man who has hobbies. Like, I respect it. Candace. I personally think she has one of the best designs in all of Genshin. She is otherworldly in her beauty. Her kit is useless. She's another parry character, just like Yunjin. And her ultimate ability provides hydro to like physical attacks for a short amount of time. And I'm like, okay, so do a whole bunch of other characters. And they do it better. Like, case in point, Xingqiu, Yelan. Great DPS. Great support. Can heal. Can do a little bit of hydro application and like can sometimes parry. Like, they did her dirty. She should have been better based off of the design. She doesn't even look like she's from this game. She is that amazing. And yet, like, that's what they did to her. I am so sorry, Candace. And I hope one of you is a Candace main. I hope, because she deserves, like, a cult. She deserves a following. I will not be part of it, but I think she deserves it. Oh. Nilu. I call her Nilu. I apologize if that is not correct. But Miss Nilu here, her design, flawless. If I ever had to cosplay as somebody from Genshin Impact, I would only pick Nilu. 100%. I think her design is that great. Like, her and Candace, top tier. They look like they would be besties. Nilu's also so sweet. She is a dancer. She's got dreams. She's creative. And I think her gameplay is so fun. It's so fun. She's a great C0 character. And I get that a lot of people really didn't like her. She's a bit limited in terms of like what characters you can use with her, like team comps. But oh my gosh, is she so much fun to use. Things just explode and die in front of you while she's dancing. It is the best feeling. And I'm sorry if you don't have Nilu. I would recommend her, especially if you have like some Dendro characters. Would recommend, if you don't really have a lot of Dendro characters, don't bother. I'm a sucker for redheads. Okay, so far I haven't been putting these in any type of order, but Nahida is number one to me. I love Nahida. I loved her story. I love the tiny little pitter patter of her feet when she runs. If you listen to her run with headphones, you can hear the little bell on the back of her dress ring, and I think it's such a sweet detail. I love her idol animations. She works in almost every team comp. Her ultimate ability is gorgeous, and it's useful to everyone, to every single person. Did you know that? I don't think there's a single person who does not benefit from Nahida's ult. attacks are just so pretty. Mihoyo outdid themselves with Nahida. Oh, my sweet girl, Miss Leila. This Leila has a 5-star design stuck in a 4-star body. Not only after playing her character hangout event, but just in general. I think a lot of us can relate to her. She's an overworked, tired student who never thinks she's good enough, yet she's still kicking. And I appreciate that. It's also so fascinating that she has a split personality, and I wish we got to see more of that. I've only ever seen snippets in both the story and in her hangout event. I think her kit is relatively good. She's a very easy character to build too. You just give her HP and let her do her thing. And who's gonna say no to another shielder? No, we need more. So, Wanderer. I know so many of you love Wanderer. I liked him when he was still part of the Fadui. His updated design leaves a little something to be desired. His character story quest I thought was a little boring, and it just rehashed everything that I already saw in Inazuma. It's like, I like his hat and that's about it. I think this is, oh wow, she's my 3rd 4-star up in Yas Queen. Faruzan can do no wrong in my eyes. I love her Miko hair, and I think she's lovely. I think she's so much fun to use. 10 out of 10. I love Faruzan. Okay. Alhaitham can get it. I remember respecting him in terms of story content. I thought it was funny that they made him like the head of the academia, even though he didn't want it. He has the shoulders that Itto can only dream of. When I got him in his first rate-up banner, I was so disappointed. I didn't understand his kit for a long time, so he just sat in my pretty box of all my characters. So everyone you see here, he was just chilling with all of them, minding his own business. And one day, I read through the way his attacks were supposed to work. I put him with Nahida and Kuki Shinobu, and it just clicked. Now, I really wish I had C's of him. I stopped at C0 because, really didn't understand him. But now he's one of 2 characters that when he comes back around, I will hopefully be getting C's of him. Took one look at Yao Yao right now, was like, who are you? But in terms of healing and in terms of kit, I think there are so many better options. Maybe not better Dendro options if you don't have Baizhu. I shouldn't have to explain this. I am so sorry for what they did to her. I am so sorry if you ever lost a 50-50 and got her. It is a travesty what they did to Taya. She didn't deserve any of this. Her outfit, her vibe, her big cat ears, immaculate. The fact that she's a tough bounty hunter who is okay with her femininity and enjoys putting on makeup and shopping and doing girly things. Why did they make her like that? And I tried to use her when I lost the 50-50 and finally got a Taya. Oh, you bet your bottom dollar that I tried to make her work out. I said, I'm not going to be like one of those people who throws her under the bus without giving her a shot. When I tell you that I could not get anything working with her entire kit does not make sense, and people kept saying, oh no, just wait till Fontaine, but it will make sense in Fontaine. It didn't make sense in Fontaine. It still doesn't make sense, and I'm so sorry to her. She's just going to be another Chi-Chi that you're upset about. I feel like we're going from bad to worse. Recently there was a quest where you went to Liyue for a poetry event hosted see here, I have. And so he was like at the bottom of the list, and I don't scroll down that long. Like all the characters I use are like level 80 and above, and there's quite a few of them, so I never look down, you know what I'm saying? I was honestly surprised that I had him. It's cool that he like boosts physical damage. I think his little boots are cute. It's nice, I guess, that he wants to be a cartographer, a map maker. But I'm gonna be honest, he's so bland. I don't know, he's an unsalted cracker. Baizhu. Baizhu, Baizhu, Baizhu. I really enjoy Baizhu. His character quest. It was so good. Learning about him, especially after getting to know him since the very beginning, before he even had a vision, before we knew he was going to be a playable character. It was lovely getting to know Baizhu. I love his snake. Zhong. I think it's funny the way they go back and forth, and she really feels like her own character. Similar to how Oz is with Visual, but like times 10. You know what I'm saying? I think his gameplay is relatively fun. I think what I really don't like is his design feels very stuck in Gen 1 of Genshin. Like Candace is so flashy, and then you get to Baizhu, and you're like, okay, I guess get on with your bad self. Like that's it. His shield is on his ultimate ability, and it's a relatively high energy cost. And I really wish that you were able to get a shield. Maybe even just a baby shield. Some other way, using his elemental skill. Other than that, I think he is a pretty solid character. And I love how motherly he is. He's definitely giving mother. When he tells me to wash my hands every time I open up a treasure chest. I think that's so funny. Kaveh. You know what? No. I really like Kaveh. In the story, I think he's so refreshing and so sweet. Him bantering with Alhaitham has me living. These two boys, flawless. They are so funny, and they could not be more opposites. I love that he is an artist who understands the struggle. Like sometimes your creativity, it just takes a backseat, it takes a vacation, and it's really hard to push through that. Not just that, but it's hard to put your ideas of what your art should be when somebody else commissions you to do something, and your ideas don't meet in the middle to make something of a collaboration. He gets it. We're finally getting to a character I don't have. Kirara, I think that's her name. Kirara. I'm gonna be honest, she freaks me out. Her cat feet. I don't like looking at them. It makes me very concerned. Lyney. Lyney can get it. I appreciate the fact that he flirted with our lovely travelers. I thought that was very sweet, very French, very Parisian of him. Again, we love a man who can wear and work not only a corset, but like a garter belt too. And a top hat. I mean, his fit is on point. And surprisingly enough, this is the only 5-star character I don't have. Am I sad about that? Not really. Because the few times I've used him, his kit didn't really mesh well for me, and maybe it would the more I used it. But other than his fit and like how adorable him and his brothers and sisters are, I don't really vibe with him. I love the fact that as the traveler, we try so hard to keep this small boy out of prison. Lyney is pretty cute, and if maybe I have the opportunity to get him with expendable primo gems, I might. Lynette. I'm gonna put brother and sister together. Lynette's design is so cute. I appreciate the fact there's a lot of sass to be had from Lyney. Our gameplay, or kit, is very like Yelan inspired, and I think that's really cool to finally have somebody similar in like a 4-star form, you know? So people who don't have Yelan get to experience how cool it is to like run around like you're a phantom and then surprise an enemy. Also, these two together, I love the fact that their elemental skills and their ultimates, it's really like magician and assistant. It's flawless. Freminet. I may be honest, after the most current quest, where you learned a bit more about Freminet, without the extension of his brother and sister, and you found out what a caring, sweet boy he is. I really enjoy him. I don't think his kit is that great. It's kind of like a knockoff version of Ula's. But you know what? If you don't have Ula, I think Freminet is a nice substitute. Okay. Neuvillette. This man should be held as the gold standard for all Genshin males. Neuvillette. Amazing. His story, amazing. His fit, amazing. I also appreciate that his special meal that you can make with him is supposed to be a soup, which, you know, good soup, but the soup is essentially just water, and underneath of it, it like details like this entire water soup, and it says, I'm pretty sure it just tastes like water, but I don't want to offend Neuvillette, so I'll just tell him it's good. Wriothesley, or Wrigley, as I fondly call him because I did not understand how to say his name. I'm gonna be honest, Wriothesley's kind of boring. I was expecting more. I really enjoyed his character quest, however. It really showed his true colors. I thought his background, his childhood story of how he ended up in jail, very moving and very interesting. He's covered in scars, which again is not something that you see a lot of in Genshin Impact, in any of the characters really. But I was so disappointed by his gameplay. I kept telling myself, it's because you don't have him built. It's because you don't have him built. He's gonna get better. Oh, he'll get better if you maybe just pair him with this person. He's gonna get better if you pair him with this person. And I just don't think his kit is that good. I don't think his playstyle is that good. And that's really kind of made me dislike him. And I would love if you guys would tell me who you pair him with. Like, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Please tell me, because I would love to use him, but every time I use him, I find myself like just wanting to switch him out with literally anyone else. And that's really upsetting, because I think his design is pretty neat. Furina. This is a hard one for me. Because on the one hand, her story was moving, the best art conquest ever. But on the other hand, I don't really get her kit. It's extremely complicated. She requires a very certain setup. I don't like the fact that to have her attacks, like her physical attacks, be water infused. Yes, I guess you could come down here and use Candace, or I don't know, Xingzhou, Yelan to make them water infused. But like to have her attacks be water infused only at C6, that's kind of rude. Her healing is like, I get that that's not the main part of her kit, but like it's barely good. But also she can walk on water whenever she wants, and that's always fun to throw out. Maybe I just need to spend more time with her. I love the way she changes outfits. Oh, this is so hard. You know what? For the outfit changing alone, the girl's got style. I like the fact that she can cut off her hair and then automatically grow it again. That is something that I would love to do, just to change up my look on a whim. So you know what, Furina, you could be in Yes Queen, because girl, you put up with a lot, and you deserve the most, and you deserve the best. Miss Charlotte. Her design is just okay, Miss Charlotte. But I also love the way her attacks work, where she's like taking a picture, and I think her ultimate is really cool. I think she's a pretty good healer. I don't have her built, which is really unfortunate for me. And we love ourselves a working girl. She's so passionate about journalism. She gives me very much like Elle Woods vibes from Legally Blonde. Like, she knows what she wants, and she's going to go get it. And you know what, girl? Get on with your bad self. Maybe when I get more constellations of Miss Charlotte, she's gonna rise up in the ranks. I'm gonna love using her, but for now, I think she's really just okay to me. So these two characters, I do not have. They are not out yet. It is 1 week. Like less than a week. Oh my goodness, it is less than a week before these two cuties come out. And already, oh, I've been chomping at the bit for you, Miss Navia. She is by far one of the prettiest characters that Genshin has ever released. She's like a sassy Mary Poppins, you know what I'm saying? She's like a steampunk queen. Her and the new Inazuma character, I think her name's Chiori. Fabulous. They are absolutely fabulous. And I am so excited. I've been saving all my primo gems for her. Like, I was like, oh, maybe I should get C's of Furina. No. And I saved everything for her. I might even get her weapon. You never know. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know this girl's name. I was so overwhelmed by the beauty that is Navia that this girl has not even registered on my radar. So I'm gonna sit here and go, who? Because I don't even know your name. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Sleep tight.